What's up, Schmoedown fans? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta.
And I'm Nicki Dimalanta.
It's been so long since we're back in these seats.
It does feel like it's been a very long time. And we only didn't do one last week, and that's it.
Yeah,
but it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, I almost forgot how to open the show.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Man.
Sorry about that little
Yeah.
hiccup we had.
I mean, listen, if we're going to be real, I can only speak for myself. Life and stress really got the best of me last week. Hard.
And
I'm doing better this week. But
yeah.
Man, it was a hard week. It was a really hard week.
And people that are in the same situation as we are.
I mean, it's everything. It's the state of everything in the nation right now.
Yeah.
It's all the turmoil. It's corona stress. It's quarantine stress. It's
parent stress.
It's parent stress. A lot of parent stress.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're kind of alienating most of our audience, but the people that have children, especially now during quarantine, you know exactly how it feels.
It's a real treat to be raising a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
In the throes of testing out the terrible twos.
We're getting a handle on it, though. I think
we're getting a handle on it.
This past week was much better. Yeah, don't want to wake her up.
No, but yeah, keeping it real, whatever, who cares? It's good to talk about your feelings. Last week was a really hard week. Speaking for myself, I don't want to speak for Andrew, but speaking for myself, it was a really tough week. And we were just like, you know what? I'm sure the world will keep turning. So if we don't do
an episode, we'll,
so yeah, we were just like, you know what? Let's just take a little time, focus on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, but
that kind of thing.
Yeah, just gotta get back into it. Feels good being back in these seats to talk Schmoedown. Maybe we'll get back in the seats and talk general talk with a new podcaster. But I don't know.
Something, I don't know.
We'll see. Maybe that'll be like bi-monthly special. Like every other month we'll do a fun little podcast. Just
even if nobody listened, it might just be therapeutic for us.
I like it. And
it would be fun if maybe we got some of our friends involved, especially like we got a friend who lives in New York, a friend who lives in Tennessee, friends who live in California, and everything is friggin' virtual now, so might as well hang out with them that way.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Who knows?
But anyways,
who knows?
Let's go ahead and talk Schmoedown. This is a Schmoedown podcast.
So last week, we'll go ahead.
We'll jump into last week's matches.
Yeah,
the ones that we missed. The episode that we missed, we'll talk about those. Just we'll brush over our thoughts on it briefly
later.
No, now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. We'll talk about that. Just
the ones that I have notes on, the ones last week that we missed that we didn't do because we, Liz Shannon Miller.
Just go over the outcome.
Liz Shannon Miller versus William the Beast Bibiani. Swag versus Mercs.
Mm-hmm.
In a, surprisingly not surprising turn of events, Liz Shannon Miller won 20 to 25 in favor of Liz. I think a lot of people probably had William in that one.
I had before because we've stopped giving our predictions because it seems to be the kiss of death for us.
Absolutely, it is.
But I had Bibiani going to the final.
I did.
That was my prediction. I was like, Bibiani will back to back go to two consecutive finals in the tournament in a row, and he just ran into
somebody on a streak. Not that Liz is just on a streak. She's a really good player.
Oh yeah, no, she's just on a hot hand right now.
Yeah.
And she's doing better than she did last season in the tournament because she was similar to what she on this run last season where she was doing mash, and then she ran into like buzzsaws. She lost to Oyama when he was on his run, lost to Bateman in the tournament. So she hit a hot hand, then hit a wall. Mm-hmm. Now it seems like she's able to.
She is the wall.
But she's picking up steam. She's gotten momentum and continued that momentum because we've seen players before get in a hot streak, have some momentum. For some reason, they can't carry it over into the tournament.
Yeah.
And I think Liz has sort of leaped over that hurdle, and what a hurdle to leap over with Bibiani. Because again, I had him going to the final on his side of the bracket.
He's one of the titans of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sure the word upset was thrown around, although
I wouldn't call it an upset.
I don't think I would call it an upset. I mean, I feel like lately, and I think I mentioned this before, I feel like lately every time somebody wins, somebody figures out a way to make it an upset. But no. Liz
is a proven player. She knows. it's not like she doesn't need to know the game enough. I mean, she's one of those players like an Ethan Irwin that like her knowledge carries her really far.
She kind of just sneaks up on you because you're like, we don't see her too often, and then bam, she blindsides.
Yeah, and this is another thing. I mean, Winston just keeps like adding to the pot of like, hey, manager of the year. I mean, I think he's almost got it on lock at this point. I think the only person contending for that right now for him, because I don't think Gucci's going to win manager of the year.
Yeah,
I don't think, unless he can make some really big splashes near the end of the season. But for me, I think it's a 2-person race between
Winston
and Shannon.
Yeah.
I mean, Coy at one point was starting to creep up.
He's still making his case.
Yeah, but I think even Dagnino said as much. The test of a manager this season isn't your top players. It's the back half of your roster.
Right.
Your 6th round pick, your 5th round pick. And
beyond.
Yeah, and beyond that, Shannon has, and we'll get to his match soon, with Collins.
Yeah.
Didn't even pick him in the draft. Got him in free agency. That says a lot about where your research was. And then Winston was one of the only, I think, Final Exam was one of the only teams that wasn't preset before the draft. He drafted players and created teams. He created, and he picked up Chandru, and I think in one of the later rounds he picked up Ace in the 8th round.
Yeah.
And look where he went. So Winston has a really good argument right now. And I would say if it was right now to vote, I'd say Winston manager of the year right now. And he's doing really, because as far as Liz Shannon Miller goes, like, yeah, her knowledge takes her far. Maybe she just needed that little bit of like coaching up to like, hey, beware of this in these rounds. And Winston's doing really well with his players right now. So, yeah. And then as far as Bibiani goes, ooh, man, I mean, he just had he missed one question.
Oh, I have to go back and look.
But like,
I
don't
know. It's not like he played poorly.
No,
they both played fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just she happened to get the best of him. Yeah, well, no, he got a perfect round. He missed. No, he didn't miss any in round 2. And then round 3.
Oh, he went to multiple choice. Is that what?
He went to multiple choice, yeah.
And then Liz,
oh no, wait, sorry. I think he did miss his multiple choice.
Yeah.
And then I think she might have stolen it.
Stolen point, and then I think that's what won it for her.
And then he missed his 5-pointer, and yeah,
right.
she just got the best of him this time, and she's a fantastic. They're both tremendous players.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad that we get to see William again this week, and right in the teams final teams
in the title match.
Yeah.
So now he gets to focus on the title match.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited that we're not done seeing William yet.
Yeah.
Because he's always exciting to watch.
Yeah.
He's always a pleasure to watch.
And I think he said his season's kind of on the line at this point. It's like, I don't think so, because there's also that free for all.
His season's on the line?
His season, yeah, because if he doesn't win this one, we won't see him again for the rest of the season.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that is and now at this point we are starting to approach the end of the season.
Yeah. So now the things are starting to wrap up, and there's still that horror free for all, and you'd be foolish not to put him in there.
I'd be putting him in.
But anyways, so the other match was
Jeff Snyder, Mark Riley.
Oof, God.
That was an interesting one because I feel like they're 2 people from the same generation of Schmoedown.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're
and 2 very similar competitors.
Yeah.
They half of 2 really good teams. Their singles play are kind of like up and down, back and forth. Like, which player are we getting today? Are we getting the first singles champion ever, Mark Riley, or are we getting the what I mean? The Jeff Snyder one is kind of like, he can get perfect rounds, but then he might stumble in the second and then give up halfway between the third rounds. So it's really like, which competitor are we getting today?
Yeah.
And I don't think have we seen Snyder Riley in a singles match before? I don't think we have.
I don't know. I feel like this might have been the first time, but I could be very wrong.
We could be very wrong because Riley been there since the beginning of the Schmoedown, and Snyder has been there for a while too. So it's like, I don't know, maybe we could have seen them, but it was very interesting. Obviously, we were rooting for Mark Riley because last member of the exchange to be in the tournament.
But what had happened is that it ended in 16-17 in favor of Jeff in a TKO. So didn't exactly go as planned.
I forgot it was a TKO.
Yeah, it was. Not the best outcome for somebody who's rooting for the exchange.
Yeah.
And, with that, the exchange is eliminated from the singles tournament.
Yeah.
So, rock stars needed it.
Yeah. They definitely need it. And Snyder gets even closer to his title shot again because he's only had one title shot. He's had, I think, somewhere around like 2 to 3 number one contender matches, but only got one title shot out of it. And that was a loss to Oyama. And God, it just sucks that like it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's like, oh, we're out of the tournament and we don't have. I mean, there's no opportunity for points anymore except for the teams tournament for us. And the horror free for all.
Well, I mean, yeah,
that
makes sense.
So
that's everybody's chances for more points is the teams tournament and the horror exhibition. So yeah.
Well, no, because before it's like, oh man, we're out of the IG, but we still have the the singles tournament, and we also have the title shots, and so we were still playing outside of tournaments. Yeah. Now it's like all we have is one more tournament left for points. Yeah. And then also Merle and Spectacular. Yeah. So, but it's like this isn't the situation that I was hoping for us to be in going into the teams tournament.
Of course.
But Rockstars absolutely needed this. Yeah. They absolutely needed this because, especially I would argue that Snyder really needed this more than the Rockstars because if he gets knocked out of the tournament in this round, being so close to the Final Four, it's like, yeah, so
I feel like the same could be said about either one of them.
Yeah, and it's very similar players, two very similar situations for both the factions and the players and standings wise. But I think arguably that the exchange needed a bit more because we needed to keep up with swag and corruption. Yeah. So, what are you gonna do, man?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do at this point?
And I would say, yep, that's O'Reilly season, but we have that free for all, and you'd be foolish not to put him in there because that's his wheelhouse. Why wouldn't you put Riley in there?
I'd be putting him in there too.
Yeah. So those are last week's matches. Again, sorry for missing those, but those are quick thoughts on those.
So this most recent batch of matches, we got Brendan the Kid Meyer versus Adam the Coyote Collins,
and it's
Mercs versus Corruption.
And it's hard to say that this is Collins' real test, and it's like he just went through 2 seasoned veterans. He knocked out a former single teams champion. It's like, where's
this
his test?
Another challenge, not his first real challenge.
The way that Brendan has been playing this season, I think this is a real test. And Collins hasn't even gotten into the 3rd round at all. So I was waiting for him to get those questions.
Yeah, I saw somebody say like, at this point, can we say that Adam Collins is the best 3-round player in the Schmoedown? It's like, this is the first 3rd round he got to. Chill.
Settle down.
I mean, he's a really good player, but let's chill out. This is the first 3rd round we've seen him in.
We've seen other players do this as well. I mean, Kevin Smith. I almost said Kevin Smith. Kevin Smets. Hadn't seen a 3rd round until he got to Kalinowski. Yeah. So we've seen it before. Granted, it's a different division, but still.
Cooler pants a little bit. Because, but he is a fantastic player. But it is still the first 3rd round we've seen him in. Yeah. And then he's had to answer questions from. Yeah. Anyways, round 1, they both got perfect rounds to not anybody's real surprise. And they both got the bonus question. So it was 9-9.
And Brendan had this one pull that he was like, is it this? It's like, oh yeah, it is this. And it was like the second to last question, penultimate question.
The penultimate question.
And it was like, oh, I guess it is this. So it's like,
I'm surprised there's not a podcast named The Penultimate Question.
I think
at this
point.
There's one called Repeat the Question.
Is there?
Yes.
There's so many after shows.
There are, but I'm surprised there's not like the penultimate Schmoedown.
I know there's the 5-porn that Shug's on.
Repeat the Question is definitely a thing.
Repeat the Question is definitely one. There's just so many.
There's so many, but somebody should snag that. The penultimate Schmoedown. Because isn't it called the Ultimate Schmoedown?
I'm so like biased towards names because like ours is pretty good. I think. Let's get ready to talk Schmoedown. I was like, guys, just make it. Let's get ready.
I think that's what the shorthand for it.
Yeah, but just I don't know. But like,
the penultimate question should be a thing.
That's a mouthful.
I'm sure somebody's getting ready to start another podcast,
sorry.
So you should go with the penultimate
tangent.
Shut up, stupid!
Okay, sorry.
Just spitballing. Round 2. Adam goes first. He spins away from Action Adventure. He gets Angela Bassett. Only goes to multiple choice one time, but he got it right. So now Brendan goes. He spins sports and decides he really weighs his options. Should I spin away? Should I not?
He decided to stay because he didn't want to like risk it or something. and he felt decent about this.
Yeah, it was the same conversation that most everybody has. Like, oh, there's other stuff on the wheel that I feel okay with this one.
I just think he was afraid to spin opponent's choice.
Yeah.
And he felt comfortable enough with this. But then again, sports movies is one of those weird categories. It's like, oh, is it Remember the Titans, or is it some random like question, some off the wall biopic sports movie? Like, I've never even heard of that movie.
A lot of sports movies, I've never even heard of that movie.
Yeah, and it's weird. And there are other movies in there that's like, that's a sports movie?
Yeah.
Like, there's certain comedies that are.
Oh yeah,
like Dodgeball is in there. I'm like, yeah, it is a sports movie.
It is a sport.
So
Brendan had a 2-point miss, and it sucks because it was an ice skating question, and he immediately went to something that I've never heard of, and it was like, oh no, the only ice skating movie I can think of is I, Tonya,
and very recent too.
Haven't seen it, but I know it's about ice skating. But he had a big 2-point miss with I, Tonya, and it was stolen by Adam. So by the end of round 2, it was 15-18 in favor of Adam. Round 3, 2-pointer for Brendan. Spy Films. Who plays Vanessa Kensington in the Austin Powers International Man of Mystery? Got it right.
Elizabeth Hurley.
3-pointer for Brendan. Tom Cruise. What film also is Tom Cruise in with Kenneth Branagh, Bill Nighy, I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
Tom Wilkinson and Terrence Stamp. Got it. 2-pointer for Adam.
Finally gets to answer a question.
Comic book movies. Name of the photojournalist Bruce Wayne falls for in 1989's Batman. Got it.
Man, if you haven't seen that movie in a while, that's easy. Because I completely forgot the character's name.
Who is even Batman in 1989's Batman?
89 is Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
No. Sorry. It's Keaton.
Oh.
It's Keaton.
Yeah?
Yes.
Catwoman
is... No, you're thinking Batman Returns. This is the original, the Batman movie.
Penguin's
in Batman Returns.
Freeze
Joker,
later.
Joker is the villain in that movie.
Freeze.
That's Batman and Robin. That's with Clooney.
Who's the bad guy in Val Kilmer? Michael Keaton. Who's the bad guy with Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. Which one? Batman Returns? Or
89 is Batman.
89 Batman is Joker with Nicolas Cage. Not Nicolas Cage. Wow.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. What am I doing?
Ooh, I don't know. There's so many Batmen. I don't know how you keep them straight.
It's kind of easy when you've seen them all. Come on now.
Well, I haven't seen them all, so I guess I got that.
Which ones haven't you seen?
Most of them. I know the one where Robin is a trapeze artist.
That's Batman Forever.
That's the one I've seen.
You haven't seen any of the Keaton Batmans? Have you seen Batman Returns?
What's the one where Jim Carrey's in that onesie? The Green Riddler onesie.
That's Batman Forever.
Wait, which is the one that I saw?
Batman Forever. The one with...
Wait, the one where Robin's a trapeze artist is the one with Jim Carrey?
Yeah, that's Batman Forever.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that might be the only one I've seen. But apart from like Dark Knight and... Before Christian Bale,
the only Batman movie you've ever saw was Batman Forever.
I know that it was when there was a trapeze family.
Oh my god.
I might have seen Mr. Freeze. Ice You Later.
That's Batman and Robin. That's a sequel to... Well, it's a sequel to all the other Batmans, but it's...
What does he say?
Ice to meet you.
Ice to meet you. Yeah. I don't know. I might have seen that one, especially when those sick drinking glasses came out at like Burger King, and they were like Batman themed.
Those are really cool. I think that was Batman and Robin.
Might have seen it because of those.
That movie is made purely for merchandising.
Yeah.
It's a gigantic commercial for toys and merchandise.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Other than that.
Oh my god.
I don't think so. Sorry.
Oh my god. Anyways, sorry.
3-pointer for Adam. Comedies. Robert De Niro plays a widower that is sick of retirement and gets a job with an online fashion site in what film? Kind of jumps the gun a little bit and says Bad Grandpa or Dirty Naughty Grandpa. And I think that's Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, I was surprised.
The Intern is a surprisingly charming. You look at my review on this in the channel. We'll go dig deep in the archives of this channel. But like, I enjoyed that movie. It was a very charming movie.
Cute.
I loved the dynamic between Anne Hathaway and what's his face?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, they had a
what's his
very
yeah, that one guy.
Like the guy with the face. Yeah, they had really charming
guy
chemistry.
who's only been in, like,
I really
every
enjoyed
movie.
it. People were like, "Well, whatever." I'm like, I really enjoyed that movie.
Were they love interests?
No.
Oh,
They had
okay.
he's this old guy coming out of retirement. He wants to do something because he's getting bored, and he decides to take an internship at this new startup company that Anne Hathaway is running.
That's The Devil Wears Prada. No, that's Meryl Streep.
No. This is
Was Anne Hathaway in The Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Anne Hathaway is the president of this company.
She's the Meryl Streep in this movie.
Yes,
Okay.
and he's the intern. He sort of ends up becoming her personal assistant, and they have this sort of like father-daughter relationship,
Cute.
and it's very charming. I liked it.
Charming.
But anyways, he
missed.
I was
it.
like, how did you miss that? It was I don't know. I might again, difficulty is subjective. I might be like, hey, it's easy because I remember watching that movie. I really liked it, and that's why it stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But he shows that he is, not invincible. So
well, yeah,
anybody
no
can
one
miss.
is.
Yeah. So
he missed that one.
yeah, it's kind of like uncharacteristic of him at this point for him to miss an quote unquote easier 3-pointer.
Yeah, but like we said, it's his first third round.
Yeah.
So, you know how it goes. 5-pointer for Brendan. He gets the 2000s. Who plays, Emil Mondavarius, the owner of Spoopy Island in 2002's Scooby-Doo. And
This
after
was a hell of a pull.
after much deliberating by himself and, many JTEs, I don't know, 2 or 3 JTEs, I think he was just like, I don't know. And I forget what the answer was.
Yeah.
But he had that kind of like, I don't know, so-and-so. And it was right. And it was great.
This felt like an educated, guess. Sort of like, he's in the movie,
Yeah.
so might as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I love moments like these. I've said it before, like when competitors, like every different variation of this, where competitors they know the answer right away, but they take their time with it, or they take their time with it, and they just throw caution and I don't know, like they Stacey Howard it, and is it this? And it's like, that's correct. It's like, oh, okay, I guess it's right.
Great.
I love moments like this. Like these moments are why I watch the Schmoedown, because it's really impressive to see characters, competitors be like, yeah, it's this answer, like all the time. It's impressive, but it's like.
And to just see
give me
their
some,
wheels turning
yeah,
while they're
but
trying to think of it.
give me some excitement, give me some tension and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I sometimes appreciate the Ben Batemans and the Kalinowskis and repeat the question, and they just play it off. It's like, yeah, give us a little drama, give us a little excitement, just but that's just me. Sorry.
Shut up, stupid!
Yep.
Oh no. So 5-pointer for Adam. He gets Thriller. What 2000 Stephen King adaptation is about a writer who's being stalked by a man accusing him of plagiarism? He got it.
It was Rear Window.
No.
No, sorry, I'm thinking. Wow, it's
No, no, because it's a 2000s movie.
It was one with Johnny Depp. Secret Window. Was it?
I don't know if there's a window.
It had something to do with a window. I don't know.
I literally just watched it. I rewatched it to get this question.
I'm pretty sure it's the one with Johnny Depp. I'm pretty sure it's that's the one that the question's talking about. I think.
Got me. I don't know.
Write in the comments, tell me I'm wrong.
I literally just rewatched the clip to get the gist of the question. And I still don't know.
You said I just rewatched it. I'm like, you rewatched that entire movie? Well,
no, because okay, when I'm taking notes, if somebody answers a question too fast, it's like, you know what? I see you're flexing, but I didn't even get the gist of the question for my notes. So sometimes I have to go and put a star and go back and rewatch it because somebody had to go and flex and answer it real fast. So this was one of those questions that I had to go back and rewatch it to get the question. I still don't know what the answer was. It might have been, I feel like it might be a window or an island.
I think it's Secret Window or Secret Island. No, Secret Island doesn't sound right. I think it's Secret Window.
I don't know. We'll have to go back and look so that we can sleep tonight. So with that, I'm gonna wake up in a cold sweat tonight. Oh God, it was Secret Window. So anyways, with that, it was 25 to 25. Now we go to sudden death, my dudes. So we go question 1, both got it. Question 2, both got it. Question 3, both got it.
Yeah.
Then question 4 hit. And Brendan just couldn't get it out of his brain and onto his board. So with that, on question 4, Adam got it right. 28 to 29 in favor of Adam. What a match.
Wow. I mean, it was a one hell of a match. I mean, Brendan just pulled out all the stops. I think Brendan had sort of like a broad like the way he played. Like he used a lot of like raw knowledge, a lot of tactics, a lot of like just educated guessing and stuff. Like he had like a complete like competitor's game, I would say. And then Collins just being Collins. And he's the real goods. I mean,
I know at first people were probably like, oh, who was his first? Gallagher. People probably like, oh, whatever, it's 2 rookies.
Yeah.
Then he beats Roka. And I bet there are people that were like, oh, he got lucky.
Yeah.
At this point, it's kind of like,
no,
maybe we should watch it.
And again, I said on the 2 weeks ago, I was like, let's see what he does in the 3rd round. Granted, he had a little bit of a mix-up on his 3-pointer because he said so much in his post-match interview. He's like, yeah, I got my like actors mixed up or something to that effect. And he's like, yeah, it was just a stupid mistake on my part. And I think, now that he's was able to get past Brendan, he's not going to do that again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who he goes up against? Liz next?
Yes.
Yes. So I think Liz should be worried. Like whoever goes up against Collins should be worried because he's a real deal, man. I said
he's
it's
a
like,
hot little potato right now. He's definitely the one that everybody's watching.
Yeah, I was like, hey man, just see what he does in the 3rd round, and he came to perform in the 3rd round, and he just looks like he's just on fire right now. And what a pickup by Shannon in free agency, not the draft, the free agency. Everybody passed up on this guy, and it's like you're looking real stupid now that you didn't pick him up. So it was a bunch of dummies.
So the next match we got here. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean up my notes as I do.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts on Collins? Like, do you like? Because I had Brendan and Bibbs going into the Final 4.
Me too. But I feel like with what Adam has done, it's kind of hard to say he's been getting lucky because somebody gets on a streak and there's always going to be naysayers and he got lucky here, he got lucky there. Sometimes there are runs where you can make that argument where it's like but you won because of this and you didn't really win, they kind of just lost, but with the way Adam's been playing, you can't really say that about his gameplay. He's been on fire, and yes, this is only the first 3rd round we've actually had to see him do anything in.
Would you say he's a front runner for Rookie of the Year at this point?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, people have that argument of like, well, Barbarian's played in 2 divisions. He's about to play. No, he's not going to play in the third division.
No.
He's played in 2 different divisions, and he's been successful.
Had wins in both.
He wins in both. Goddard's argument is kind of gone now because he hasn't been playing.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Who else? Parker. No way he gets Rookie of the Year.
No.
Absolutely. One division player got knocked out in the 2nd round of the tournament that he was supposedly supposed to dominate.
Yeah.
But yeah, Collins undefeated.
Collins is absolutely a front runner right now.
He's absolutely front runner. And as far as Brendan goes, tough luck. I mean, focus on the team title right now and get a ticket for a Spectacular. Yeah. That's all that's on Shazam's mind right now.
Yeah.
And
both of them, they can just focus on teams now.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna make lemonade with your lemons,
I mean, hey, you got a title shot, so just be happy about that. Yeah, you didn't go. You almost made it to the Final 4, but at least you have a title shot. Yeah. And you're going for a title,
and you picked up points for your team, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. So
silver lining. So next match, Ethan Big Time Irwin versus Tam. The Usual Suspects versus the Den.
2 teams that need points. They need these points.
Something I took a note on that I thought was fun was that while Mark was reading the rules for round 1, Tom kept putting things in his mouth. And Mark kept having to correct him like a mom with her toddler.
I always wonder in moments like these, is this sort of like, hey, we're going to try to do this a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's work this in.
Oh, is this Mark just being quick?
Mark's wit is very quick, and I wouldn't put it past him for me like, hey, no. I kind
of hope it was off the cuff, and it wasn't.
I imagine
it wasn't like, hey man, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are so very quick with their character work.
Yeah,
and obviously Mark's a working stand-up comedian, so it's like, how do you not just take that opportunity? But but also interesting that Andrew Guy is sitting in as manager instead of
Ethan's
Sam Levine.
Manager, yeah.
So, and we get a little glimpse of their chemistry for the team's tournament, and whoo, boy, Andrew Guy.
Well, let's talk about Andrew Guy after the match.
Okay.
Because his post-match everything, But yes, Andrew Guy is the stand-in manager for Ethan Irwin, his current now teammate. So we got round 1. Ethan and Tom both got perfect rounds, and both got the bonus. So 9-9. Round 2, Ethan goes first. He spins Kate Blanchett, decides to stick with it, and he gets a perfect round. Perfect round 2. Tom, he gets rom-coms, decides to spin away. Gets the 70s.
Oh, God, rough spin.
I feel like Tom just had a lot of rough luck in this match. And
in this tournament,
more evidence coming in round 3.
He's gotten some rough spins in this entire tournament, I would say.
It all started with Festival Darlings.
Yeah, because like look at this season. Like the last year when he debuted, it's like, God, can this guy even get a wrong question?
Does he miss
at all? And then this season hits, and it's like, this is not the Tom we're used to. Like it's like he in the entire debut season, he missed like what 2 to 3 questions.
Yeah,
4 questions. No more than 4 questions in his entire season last year.
Yeah, whenever he missed his first question, it was like,
oh, the Russians cut. The Russians cut.
Which, that's a little overused. But when he missed his first question, it was just kind of like, whoa, I miss.
Yeah.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, but now it's kind of like, what happened to Tom?
Yeah, and of course the overrated comments start to flood in with him and, Preston and people that have a strong initial showing and then are human.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and different people have performed differently under these new circumstances with COVID and the digital age, and it's like maybe Tom just wasn't around his study. His study habits maybe like faltered a bit, or maybe he just wasn't in the right headspace. Because like we'll have this conversation like when the season ends and when we have no matches to talk about. Like, but the digital matches versus studio matches versus live matches.
That'll be a fun conversation.
Yeah. So, but like maybe that affects his gameplay.
There's so much going on right now. We'll dive into that later because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, but I feel that he's gotten some pretty unlucky spins.
He has.
And not really getting things in his wheelhouse. And combine that with maybe what his gameplay has been like in the digital age, it just wasn't clicking for him.
Yeah.
Because this was a rough second round. Was it? I can't remember.
He gets 7. He spins away from rom-com, gets 70s. He goes to multiple choice twice. Once is missed and stolen, and the other one he got right. Yeah. So by the end of round 2, it was 14-18 in favor of Ethan.
A decent second round. Navigated decent second round, but not the kind that they were like, again, like last season's like, oh, he just mowed through all of his questions. Wasn't very characteristic of his gameplay.
Yeah, and the thing that I find interesting is Andrew Guy match against Ben Bateman. Kind of crashes and burns a little bit. Yeah. And everyone goes, oh, well, this is what happens when you let character work get in the way of strategy and actual knowledge. And yet nobody says it about Tom. Yeah. And Tom is all character.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody's like, well, this is what happens when character work becomes more important than the, actual trivia knowledge. Yeah. I just find it interesting that that doesn't seem to, unless I missed it, it doesn't seem to be that topic of conversation when it comes to Tom, even though he is so completely always in character and never breaks. It's just interesting how that's never a talking point with weird. Him.
Yeah. But Ethan, man, like perfect.
Yeah, 14-18 in favor of Ethan. So round 3. 2-pointer for Tom. 1980s. Who directed the Goonies? Never seen it. He got it right. Is that the one with Eric Stoltz?
I'm not good with names.
Mask? No.
Oh. Don't put me in this situation with names of actors.
Goonies. I know Goonies as the Truffle Shuffle.
Yes.
His belly. That I know. That much I do know.
I don't know. Like Goonies is one of those people have this argument all the time. Goonies has a lot of nostalgia around it, and when people get introduced to it, that watch it with people that grew up with it, they're like, I don't get what's so special about it.
I feel like that would be me. That was me with the Red Wedding with Game of Thrones. Everybody hypes it up, and then you watch.
Well, this
is
different.
Right.
I think this is a different situation. Like this is such it's like a classic like
cult. Almost following.
Yeah, but like it's like a lot of people grew up with this movie, like just loving this movie. Then you show it to somebody that's never seen it before, or somebody that's newer, like a younger generation. It's like
especially because it may have aged.
Yeah, it's definitely a product of its time. And if you watched it when it came out and you grew up with it, it's like I totally get what's going on and all that stuff. But I love the Goonies. You probably won't like it.
I probably wouldn't.
I can already tell you won't like it.
I think you're right. 3-pointer for Tom. Musicals.
Again, with the tough pulls.
What new wave rock star played Velma Von Tussle in Hairspray? He missed it. Had a decent guess with Cher, but it wasn't Cher. 5-pointer for Tom. Dance.
Again, like these just like musicals is less of an oddball category than dance.
Yeah,
like,
for a 5-pointer?
Yeah.
But who made their directorial debut with Strictly Ballroom? What even is that?
I've never heard of that.
And he gets it. So he gets it, avoids the TKO. So Ethan's 2-pointer. Directors, Office Space and Idiocracy. Still got to see Idiocracy. I really need to see that movie.
I have a feeling that
that movie, probably right up my alley, humor-wise.
Yeah.
Office Space and Idiocracy.
Because we keep looking up this one clip of what's his face on like playing
Dak
game.
Shepard.
Yeah,
I almost
Shepard.
said Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Oof.
Dak Shepard.
Anybody watching that Cowboys
Dak
New York
Prescott,
match?
That ankle though. Boy, what that ankle do? Because nothing anymore at the moment.
How about them Cowboys?
Oh boy.
Oof.
That ankle though.
Sorry,
that thing
Dak.
needs to just be splinted and left alone for a while.
For like a whole 2 seasons. He's not going to be back for a while.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Young guy. He's a kid. He's like in his 20s. Ugh. Is he? I think he's in like mid-20s.
He's probably like 17. That's the way it feels when you start hitting your early to mid-30s. It feels like everybody that's younger than 25, you're like, what are you in high school? Get out of my face. Sorry to anybody who might be in that age range.
Just
but
like most of our audience.
Uh-oh. You know.
Anyways, so
I
Idiocracy.
hate to be that kind of person, but you'll see.
But we
when
keep
you get there.
but we keep looking at that clip of Dak
Shepard.
going, shut up. That clip.
I'm gonna base my fist in your face.
Shut up. We haven't seen the movie. God, we need to get up on that.
We need to see it, and I feel like I've heard somebody say it's particularly ironically poignant now. So
yeah.
Office Space and Idiocracy were directed by who? And he got it right. 3-pointer for Ethan. Crime.
Oof.
What Tarantino regular plays Sonny Black in Donnie Brasco? He got it right.
And there's like, this is one of a couple of ones where I was like, he doesn't know it, but he's just taking his time with it.
Yeah.
It's like, oof.
Yeah.
Ethan's just, wow.
Yeah. So 21-23 in favor of Ethan. Book time. Oh.
Yeah, man, he's been on a roll. Like his one loss in the title match with Merle is in overtime to Dan Merle, and it's like, come on, man. It's like, yeah, it's kind of silver lining. You get to go in the tournament and rack up all these points because you know you're just gonna blow through your entire side.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, like so now it's Ethan Ethan Irwin versus Jeff Snyder.
Oh yeah,
in the semifinals, and that's a rematch from this earlier.
Yeah, and he said as much. He wants revenge.
Yeah, so
he said he outplayed him.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because Irwin wasn't on this incredible run that he is on when they first played, and I think Irwin's in a different spot now because before I think at the beginning of the season when he faced Snyder, he was that like older Irwin where it's just relying on his knowledge just to carry him through the game. And now he said as much, it's like, yeah, I'm starting to brush up on things and working on my gameplay and stuff like that. It's like, ooh, God.
Oh
no, watch out, because I don't know how you're gonna beat Irwin, and especially how kind of spotty Jeff has been in this tournament, because first round was kind of like, you won, but it's like, and then he beats Oyama with better gameplay, and then he beats Riley with not the best, but like
it was a TKO.
It was a TKO, but like he didn't have like a spotless record.
We're talking about Ethan Irwin here.
Yeah, I'm like if you do this with Ethan Irwin, it's like I can sneak by. You can't sneak by Ethan Irwin.
He's not a player you sneak by.
You have to be perfect when you go, especially this version of Ethan Irwin.
Yeah,
I almost did it again.
Ethan Irwin.
Ethan Irwin.
Ethan Irwin.
I've been away from the mic for too long, people. It's only been a week. I don't know how to talk.
So here's my problem. Here's the conundrum that I have among many of them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Schmoedown website for the schedule is the word. Okay, wait. We can I don't know how to talk either. We can. Oh my God, we can reason our way through this here. So Monday. Well, I mean, wait, what's happening? Okay, no. Okay. All right, I'm with you. I'm with everybody. Everybody.
We still got to give our thoughts about Tom and what we're going to see from him because
yeah, you're right.
he's out. So
what do I do anymore?
The Den is completely out of the tournament now. That was the last player, and the Den was they needed. They were one of those teams just like, give me anything you got for points wise. And last hope with a really good competitor just didn't come to perform today for the Smash that day. And it's like, whoops. But now he goes into the team's tournament with Paul. Does this sort of like tarnish, because Paul gets knocked out by Zipper, who I've said is wildly underrated, especially now. And now with Tom, with his not performing as we usually see him, and they're both going into the tournament now. It's like, does this tarnish them? Like, because beginning of the season, you say they're in the tournament, and we haven't seen them play in a while. Oh yeah, knockout team. They're gonna. Now it's kind of like, what version are we getting?
Well, and the last time we saw them was the infamous Festival Darlings match.
Exactly.
So
it's been a while. One, they're not on the hottest of hands right now.
Yeah.
Two, we haven't seen them in the team's capacity in a long time. So, and we were waiting like, well, this is a team where they need to, work the kinks out and, learn how to play together. They played one match and now it's like, all right, team tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, what version are we getting? Are we going to see this knockout team that we fully expected to see at the beginning of the season? Or are we just going to get these guys that are trying to skate through, get as many points as we can out of the tournament?
I want to see the
see
Tom
them.
And Paul that we know them to be. I think that they'd have just hit some hard times.
Yeah,
So I don't think that they're just going to skate on by. I think they're still going to be a powerhouse when you put them. They're a powerhouse alone. I think the same will be true when you put them together. It's just a matter of the conversation of luck being a factor in the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
Because it is a factor.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's just a matter of...
It's not everything.
It's not everything, but it is a factor.
It is a factor.
So it's kind of like, will they spin Festival Darlings? Will they spin 70s?
Yeah.
And rom-coms,
and do these losses sort of fuel the fire a bit, because nothing fuels a competitor's fire more than losses.
Yeah.
Know that firsthand.
Yeah.
So, like, do they take these and, like, lick their wounds, come back stronger, or is it like, I mean, whatever, we need to take it in stride, or do they look at these losses, learn from their losses, get fired up from these losses, and then blow through their side of the bracket for the team's tournament?
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see what happens, because Paul is itching to get back in, because that loss was just like...
I feel like that was genuine disappointment that we saw on his face.
Yeah.
And disbelief, because I just don't think anybody really saw that coming.
Yeah.
So I am, with this loss for Tom and reflecting on that loss for Paul, I am interested to see.
Are Zipper and Paul on the same side of the team's bracket?
I don't know. And I don't think I have that picture in my gallery anymore. Wait, hold on. Actually, everybody just chill. Hold on.
I imagine they are. Because...
Oh, I got it.
Are they on the same sides as each other? So you're just looking for the den and the dungeon.
Yes, and I think we talked about this before.
Yes.
Yeah. So Tom and Paul go against Final Exam, and then the dungeon team, the Misfits, they're in the play-in match.
Oh, so they have to go through the Founding
So they have
Fathers.
to get through the Witching Power, and then if they get through them, they have to go through the Founding Fathers.
Oh, man,
then that's assuming Tom and Paul get past Final
Exam. That's a tough little gauntlet, because I've said before, my dark horse for the tournament is...
the Witching Power.
The Witching Power. So it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. But that's a rough side of the bracket.
Yeah.
For the team's tournament.
Yeah, I'm getting some mad deja vu, because we definitely talked about this last time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see if they come back swinging.
Yeah. Who you fighting?
But before we move on to the coming matches, Andrew Guy as a manager.
Yes, that's right. So, very different Andrew Guy than we saw last time, because the last time we saw him was his, huge, spiraling breakdown against Ben Bateman.
Huge pit stains.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And like, oh my God, like, there's so many different reasons that I love the Schmoedown, and character work is up there, because I love all parts of the Schmoedown: the production value, the knowledge, the gameplay, the character work, especially when somebody as committed as Andrew Guy plays a character. I mean, there's a reason John Rook is my favorite competitor is because he's the whole package. Andrew Guy is like the whole package for character work. Like he commits so hard to a character, and this was just another example. This wasn't as outlandish and like crazy as the last time we saw him.
It was much more subtle.
Much more like because like they were talking about like, are you like I can't remember what they asked him
at the end.
At the end in the post match, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, they like asked him a question. He just kind of like zoned out and was like looking off camera, like he was like talking to somebody almost, and then he just kind of like faded back into the camera and was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm fine.
And there was one point where I think he was just smiling at the camera. I was like, is he frozen or is he acting like he's frozen? This is weird.
Yeah.
It's
brilliant.
It's brilliant. It's so unbelievably so. It's like you got Andrew Guy, crazy Schmoedown, like, and then you bring him back and he's like, it's still kind of that, but it's like
contained madness.
Yeah. It's like, so good.
And I wonder if as an actor, if this is so much fun for him to be able to just
test the wheels and
test some stuff out.
Yeah.
How can I play this? How can I do that?
Yeah.
So I hope he's having fun, and I can only imagine that he is as an actor.
I imagine because I remember after his match with Ben Bateman, I was watching the action, whatever their Sunday show is. I forgot what it was, but he's like, yeah, I just this is why I do the Schmoedown. It's like, you know, playing the game is fun, but he's in it for the character work, and it allows him to, you know, like we said, like test the waters, like
test the waters, keep the muscles warm.
Yeah, because like if you've on any other projects, like no, you're not doing that. You need to stick to this. Like I imagine Christian, he goes to Christian with some ideas, like, hey, I'm thinking, well, let's do this, and this. Christian's like, yeah, let's go ahead and try that. So it allows him to sort of explore. That's the great word. That's the word I was like. It allows him to explore different avenues of acting when he wouldn't have that opportunity in other projects. Like, no, stick to the script, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This allows him to have fun with playing different, because look at this season alone. It was you know, the dastardly one in the beginning. Then he became like this debonair, like this like smooth talking debonair guy, to I lost my mind in quarantine.
Exactly.
Everybody's against me. I'm yelling at my phone in my car type of character, to this brain, almost like, hey, we bring you back into like the subtle like brainwash, like don't say the wrong thing type of character. Yeah. He's gone through so many iterations of something. It's brilliant. It's so much fun to watch.
I love watching Andrew Guy do anything in the Schmoedown. I know he's probably never going to watch this, but I wish he would, just so I could tell him how much I appreciate him. So he is a joy to watch. Yeah. And I wonder, would he ever use some of this on like an acting reel? Maybe.
I imagine you have to get some kind of acting credit for it. Maybe. Because it's, you know, it's a show.
It's a show. It's entertainment.
Show. Yeah. And it's scripted and non-scripted stuff. Yeah. So it would show flexibility with storytelling, and it's great to see that the Schmoedown is giving just people opportunities to do things that they wouldn't be able to do.
Explore is a great word.
Yeah, like speaking personally, it's like we never would have explored podcasting if it wasn't for the Schmoedown.
Nah, probably not.
Yeah. So but like Andrew Guys, like just character wise, I think he's probably top tier, one of my favorite characters.
No one touches his character work.
Yeah, I mean, Kalinowski comes very close.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a very close second, because especially when Anarchy was first introduced and he was starting that heel turn.
Yeah, that's true.
That's some of the best character work, some of the best acting I've seen in the Schmoedown.
The two of them that's a good point.
Yeah,
I feel like the two of them are like the gold standard of character work.
Yeah,
nobody comes close to them.
Mm-hmm. And also I can, you know, John Roca as well. Like, but it's different though with him.
I feel like it's different.
It's a little slightly different, but like
it's more. Does it make sense to say if it's more of a persona and not a character? That doesn't make sense.
Well, we've talked to him before. We've met him in person, and he's such a nice dude. And like,
I mean, they all are.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just different. They're so immersed, and not that John was. It's hard to explain. But I don't know, because if we've seen John come out enough to where it's like, I
think Roka's character is just a heightened version of like a part of him. With Andrew and Mike, it's like completely different sides of them. That like, because we've met Mike, and like, again, everybody we've met, nicest person in the world, and then you see him on, it's like, God, that's not the dude I met backstage.
It's like talking to Shannon in a bar, and it's seeing her on the screen. It's like,
That's not the person I met. The person I met was very sweet and nice and very like, I don't know. And
I don't know if I'm going to manage. And now she's like contending for manager of the year.
Yeah.
But that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Is knowing the back, behind the curtain type stuff.
Beyond the Schmoedown.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.
No, so let's go ahead and talk about
So next week
we can distinguish like what's coming up next.
Yeah.
I imagine.
I mean,
well, because on Friday we are getting another Throwdown, I believe, right?
Well, okay, so Monday and Tuesday. I mean, all right. So we'll talk about when it premieres on whatever YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, it says TBD versus TBD singles. So
it's gotta be one of the semifinals.
Friday is also TBD semifinals number 2. So we obviously know that it's either going to be, the first match is either going to be Ethan, Jeff, or Adam, Liz.
Yeah.
So we don't. I mean, I'm sure it's probably somewhere on Twitter or the Facebook group. I haven't come across it yet. But
yeah,
we know that those are the 2 matches we're getting. I'm not sure which one comes first and which one comes on Friday. But yes. Also on Friday the 16th for patrons and anybody who buys tickets, I don't know, whatever.
Schmoedownlive.com.
Exactly. There is a Corruption versus Shazam team's title match.
Ooh, this is gonna be a barn burner
with an undercard, and it says TBD on the website. However, I did see somebody mention in a Facebook, like we said before, this last week has been a weird one for us. We're kind of a little bit out of the loop.
Trying to get back in the swing of things.
I did see somebody mention that the undercard, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong because I could be wildly wrong, but I thought I saw somebody mention that the undercard for this was Gray Drake, Stacey Howard.
Ooh.
So, fact check me because I'm talking out of my own. Here. I'm just kind of going off of what I maybe saw on Facebook.
Talking out your butt.
I'm a butt.
Butt. Our daughter learned how to say butt.
Yeah, we just taught her where her butt is, and it's adorable. kind of want to hold it up to the microphone so you can hear. It's adorable.
Post a video on Twitter or something.
Oh my god, butt.
Just running around chasing her dog, pointing at her butt.
Sock out. Wow, wait, how do we get there?
The undercard.
Oh, I said I was talking about my butt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw somebody on Facebook mention Gray and Stacey. I was like, ooh, spicy.
That's interesting.
Because I was like, we're not going to see Gray this season.
That's
She's just a busy lady.
Interesting.
But it's going to be interesting.
And we need points.
Yeah.
We need the points.
Also for that. We haven't seen Gray in some time.
God, the last match. God, what was the last match we saw her in? Like, it had to be a teams match.
Probably with Atchity or something.
Yeah, it had to be the title match. I think that's the last time we saw Gray.
The Boris.
Yeah.
And what's her face?
Correct us in the.
Natasha.
Like, this is like usually I'll be like, yeah, it was this, and I'll be able to recall like where and when this person was. But,
our brains are mush.
Well, not even. We have not seen Gray.
Well,
like season 3, 4,
it's been a
maybe.
long time.
It's been so long. We're in season 7.
It's been 84 years.
It's been so long. I'll tell you.
But yeah, it's been a long time.
This is gonna be very
Gray.
interesting. What kind of Gray Drake are we gonna see?
And the last time we saw Stacey Howard was in her match against Zipper, if I'm not mistaken.
That's surprising, like frustratingly,
yeah,
surprising match. Like I felt for Zipper in that match. Like God,
yeah.
Come on.
So I'm very excited to see this match.
Yes.
I don't even really have that much to say because it's been so long since we've seen Gray.
Yeah.
And with Stacey, it's Stacey.
Yeah.
So you're not really sure exactly what we're gonna.
Very, very inconsistent spotty player sometimes. I mean, hate on her all you want. Wow. About her guessing her way through matches. It works.
It works.
It gets her wins.
It's obviously it's obvious that they're at least educated guesses. So there is some skill. There's some strategy.
Yeah. Like
it or not. So. I'm excited. If that is the undercard, I'm excited to see that.
But the main event.
The main event is Corruption Shazam for the team's title
match, and this is the second time that they're going for the titles, right? Yeah, because they did the Founding Fathers defended against Shazam last season.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is gonna be good.
It's gonna be real good because I mean, Shannon Coy is interesting. The thing that I think Shannon really likes to hammer in on is trying to get into Brendan's head. Which we were talking about that in the last match, because I think at the beginning of round 3 she was like, look at him, he's like freaking out, he's in his head and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Brendan.
I feel like that just kind of
chaotic energy is like his thing.
It's just kind of like, I'm just very excited to be here, and I breathe a lot, and this is like the first match that I really noticed it. But it's okay because it's Brendan. I'm not on the desk, so
Brendan's,
I just feel like that kind of like
that's his stick.
Nervous energy, but I don't take it as nerves. I just find it as he's just a very active person.
He's excited, a very excited player.
Yeah.
And you can't say that he doesn't know how to play the game. He's like, again, if you talk to him about the game, he will like just blow you out of the water. Like, whoa, I didn't even look at it that way.
Yeah.
So there's there's different levels of players and like different strategies. Brendan's in that category with like Oyama, Bateman, that kind of mind for the game.
Yeah.
And also he's got the knowledge to back it up.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't look at Brendan as like an easily rattled player.
No, I don't
like
see that either.
I mean, I understand that she's doing what she can, but I just don't see him as that easily rattled player.
Yeah.
I just see that high energy, that's just Brendan. Have we ever seen Brendan stand still?
Nope.
Not really. So
buzz around. Come on now.
But yeah, he's just a high energy, bubbly person.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see her try to get into his mind that way. I feel like a lot of people try to play head games with Bibiani too.
I think that those days are long gone. I don't think you can get in his head anymore.
Oh no, I don't think so.
He's approaching the game a different way now.
Yeah, but I still think that a lot of people are going to try.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to try to get into their heads and try to prey on supposed what they think are things that are going to make them nervous, even though I don't see it.
Yeah.
Coy, he's not so much of a trash talker.
He's not so much of a mind games person.
He's not
either.
a mind games person. He's more of a, you're doing great. Never been more proud of somebody, and I love you, and you're coming over for dinner tomorrow, and I can't wait. So, it's going to be interesting to see Cutthroat Shannon versus I love you, Coy.
That needs to be a shirt. Just the. But yeah, these two teams, these are two very similar teams at this point in time. Two teams that the teams are on a hot streak. Both the players just got knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah.
But they're both on hot hands, both coming off of singles losses. So the fire is there to keep going. Yeah,
and arguably, Mike, Perry, Chance, Liz, Adam, Brendan, Bibiani. Wait. Yeah, Bibiani, Liz. I feel like I said Liz twice. Did I? You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Arguably, people could be like, wow,
upsets. All
these people that are in the teams tournament, those are the ones that we were supposed to win.
Yeah.
So it's going to, there's probably going to be some fires lit, some, ground to make up, some points to prove. So it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word barn burner because I feel like everybody does.
Yeah, it's going to be.
But it is going to be a barn burner.
It's going to be a very interesting match to see, a very exciting match to see.
Yeah.
Just because I'm excited to see Corruption in there again. And Shazam, it's just, and Bibiani brought this up. It's like, it's weird that they had to go through, who was it? Final exam to get to their title shot. Usually it's just automatic title shot or at least number one contender match. And they had to go through a small little gauntlet to get there.
Yeah.
But they got here nonetheless. They're competing for the titles. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. So if you're not a patron, Schmoedownlive.com to get the tickets. But yeah, so those are the matches for next week. I think we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up here. Nicki Dimalanta, where can they find you on?
I don't remember anymore. It's been so long.
How do I podcast?
I don't know. I even anything anymore? Yeah. Dimmy. You can find me on Twitter, Dimmy, at DIMMMYYY.
Jump right into that really quickly. As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA. I'll see if I can Twitch. I don't know anymore. I mean,
I don't know what is anything anymore.
God, where's
so beaten
what
down,
is time? Where is time?
Down.
Have no time. Ugh.
What is time anymore?
God. Anyways, if you listen to this on audio form, go ahead and rate us wherever you find this podcast online. If you're watching this on YouTube.
Oh, what can you do, Nikki? Well, I'll tell you. You can like, comment, subscribe. And then this button with the bell, click it. Tells you when we do stuff on YouTube.
And we are planning on we've been planning to do this for a while, but like probably going to hit up the Facebook group for a little bit of input for something special in the works.
One night, I just pitched something to Andrew. Yeah. Had a couple glasses of wine, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I did this? And he was like, yes, actually,
yes.
And the next day, and it requires a little bit of research, Schmoedown research, and the next day he was like, or a couple days later, he was like, so have you started like working on such and such? And I'm like,
was I supposed
to? Are you serious about this? He's like,
I'm totally serious about
this. So we'll see how it goes. I thought it was funny that night after 3 or 4 a bottle of wine.
One bottle, not 3 or 4 bottles. 3 or 4 glasses.
A single bottle.
A single bottle, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I have all the equipment for it, so it should be good.
Should be good. Yeah, we'll see.
With that, I think we'll wrap this episode up here. Thank you again for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you next time.